Oh, we going in. This is my first video for UFC. EA UFC, let's go. Actually, this is not a ranked match because I'm trying to watch my my record on mine. I am 3-0 so far, and I just wanted to come out with a video real quick of me just showing, well, me being John Dodson, showing off John Dodson, and because I haven't seen much gameplay of him yet, and showing you how you can beat Bruce Lee. Well, not how you can beat him. I mean, the guy I was facing wasn't really good. I mean, nobody's really good yet because, I mean, the game has been up for, a few hours. But that's besides the point. But I just picked John Dodson. I think he's going to be one of my most used fighters, especially at the lower weight class. I'm not sure if I'm liking this whole thing with, like, the featherweights, the bantamweights, and the flyweights are all together, and the middleweights and the light heavyweights are together. The only weight class that I believe is, alone is heavyweight, and I'm probably going to be playing a lot of heavyweight too in the long run. More likely for fun, kind of like EA MMA. I didn't play heavyweight a lot at the beginning because of the fact that you could get knocked out so easily. So same thing with this. If I do play heavyweight, I'm going to play very cautiously and probably go for takedowns. I'm not going to really stand up and bang. So I do like the feature that they have of the quick match, because then you can just get in a real quick private match, and it wasn't kind of like UFC 3 where you had to get in the lobby with the guy and then it would take a little bit longer and you have to wait for him to start and blah blah blah. I just like how it gets you straight into it. You pick your fighter and it counts down 30 seconds or 40 seconds until the fight starts. So I think that's really good. But yeah, I mean, I do like this game so far. There's a few things gameplay wise and I guess non-gameplay. I mean, the menu system is great. I'll be coming out with a video later on, a month and a half down the road, after I've had my fair share of games and been around the game long enough to say much. So far, the only thing I've seen gameplay-wise that really aggravates me is I've only seen it once or twice. Actually, I don't. It didn't even happen to me. I think it happened to someone on a stream I was watching, or a video I was watching on YouTube. Someone that got the game early, so maybe it was a part of a pre-game patch. The fact that they got it 2 days early, but the guy was in mount. He wasn't posture up, but he was still in mount. And he was hammering the strikes down, the short little fists, and the ref just stand him up. He was working, he was striking, he wasn't just sitting there, and the ref just stood him up. I think that's kind of ridiculous that they would just stand him up for no reason. I mean, usually when I'm in mount, I posture up, but I do think that staying unpostured or whatever you want to call it, and then hitting the small strikes that really can do a little bit of damage. And in fact, one of my ranked matches I was Anderson Silva, and I was fighting against Gustafsson, and I postured up through a few strikes, then he pulled me back down, or I got back down, whatever, I don't even know where he had, he pulled me down, and then I just came up with a really quick elbow. I wasn't postured up or anything, I just hit him with a real quick elbow and knocked him out. And I think that was my very last ranked match I did, but I'm 3-0 so far. I'm trying to, wait until the people that are actually, more experienced, not more experienced, but know the game more, as they get higher ranked. I'm still a white belt, so I kind of want to stay back, get up to maybe have, 10 wins in a row without a loss, which might be hard. This game isn't like other games where you can kind of find a way to not lose, This game is quite even. It's going to be hard to, go a long time without being defeated. Eventually, as patches, well, I don't know if patches are necessary, little game tweaks and whatnot, and as people get more used to the game and find little tips and tricks here and there will be people that can go on 50 fight win streaks, kind of like people did in EA MMA. Like I had at one point, I think my highest win streak was like 68, 69 wins in a row, which is insane. I never did that on any of the UFC games. On the UFC games, my highest win streak of all time from 2009, 2010, and UFC 3 was probably like, 7, 8, 9 wins in a row. Because that game was a little bit more like, there was a lot more people that knew how to, like in UFC 2010, there's just people that could just clinch you and just hold you in the clinch and take you down all the time and get in mount and submit you and this and that. So this game is looking pretty good. I don't see too many problems with it and whatnot, but I cannot wait to see what they do with this in the future with roster wise and adding in DLC and what else could they do? I know they have the bundle in the store so far. They have the individual fighters in the bundles. What I think is going to happen is they're going to release, bundles, kind of like, for example, Forza with the cars. They're going to release like a season pack, where it has, let's just say, T.J. Dillashaw, Anthony Johnson, Andrei Arlovsky, blah blah blah, a whole bunch of fighters, maybe like, anywhere from 5 to 10 fighters, and then you can get this pack. That'll be cheaper than buying them individually, or you could just buy them individually. And as this fight comes to an end, I just got in mount somehow. I think it was at the very end of the third round, and I just threw those bows. And that's another thing. When you're like on the ground like this, see, I was pressing square and triangle, but I was still throwing rights. That's one thing I don't like is, you could alternate between X and triangle, square and triangle, and X and circle for the kicks, but you're still throwing the same. The game, depending on where the camera is and whatever, you still throw the same, right or left. And I don't like that. I liked how it was before where, square would always be your left hand and triangle would always be your right hand. So that's another thing that I wish they would change. But, that's that. More videos to come soon. Hopefully, I've been a little lacking on some of the games here at the beginning. Some people have already got like 20 videos out, but yeah. So hopefully in the next few days I'll be busting the videos out with the ranked matches and whatnot. And till next time, Westside MMA out.